guys, welcome back for, I don't know, I've got which part we are, doesn't really matter. As you can see, I've not done that much. I tweaked some flow, some edge flow, but not that much, since I kind of want to do this with you all together, so hence the reason. Today we're going to do something different than hard surface. We're going to do a combination of hard surface and organic. So we're going to make the skull, and then we're going to attach it to the actual shoulder guard itself, or shoulder pad. So by doing that, it's really good practice, because that's one of the most difficult things, the combination between hard surface and organic. It's really difficult. It can be really annoying, so hence this tutorial. Quick note, I'm not going to do every single part of the armor on a video, because that'll be rather boring, because the techniques are the same. So once you have them on, once you know them, you can model anything. So hence I'm not going to show them all, because that will be really boring. But I might do a couple of more, couple of quick techniques on how to model it. Other than that, oh, this one is fucked up. Oh. So other than that, I'm just gonna delete it real quick. There you go. Or at least try to, and film miserably. Oh, weird. There you go. Let's just do a quick instance. Special, there you go, much better. Okay, so we're gonna model the skull. I got an image from Google again, as usual, which we're going to use as a reference. But first let's have a look at the actual concept art. So we got the skull that then flows over into the shoulder area, and then this part overlaps, and the mouth area here as well that overlaps, which ends up in like almost a tongue that forms the bottom part of the armor. So there's something to keep in mind. But first let's just start. Again, we're going to create a image plane by clicking here on create, and then I'm going to load up the image, which I downloaded. It's the skull. There you go. So this is just an image from Google. You can see it's a bit crooked here, but for this part it's good enough. So same here for the right. Click and make an image plane. Hit the skull. There you go. Make sure that they line up properly, or try to line it properly up. This will work fine, to be honest. But let's hide some stuff. I'm gonna move this one a little bit back though. It's really far out in the open, so I'm gonna grab it. Image plane 1. Move it. And make sure that's positioned correctly, so a channel box editor is easiest to do it like this. Just zero everything out, except for this case the X. Move it a bit further back to this skull image is clear. So I'm gonna hide my character by just clicking here on the V for visible. It's a little bit easier. So the method of modeling a skull is pretty much the same as modeling a face. It's just taking a plane and just follow the curves, or the curves of an object. So in this case I'm going to create a polygon plane right here, like this again. Make sure it's aligned properly on all sides, so I'm going to hit the right view. Make sure it's around here. There you go. I'm going to set this one in the middle, it's easiest, and then again as usual just start grabbing it and spinning it around and extruding it just like last time with the actual face itself. So edge extrude down here, and something like this here, and then extrude one more time. Again, though, try to keep this one as simple as possible. So don't get too enthusiastic when it comes down to the actual edges. So keep them limited, so you don't have that many. It's just a simple way, otherwise you'll get very confused with all the edge loops and you're like, I don't know which one belongs to what, and then things will go to shit. So keep that in mind. Keep it simple, stupid. And everything on the other side as well. Oh, this should be on the other side actually. And there you go. Okay. Then again, just start aligning things to the actual skull reference that we have here. a little bit lower, and also set the shader a little bit lower so you actually can see through it. So lower down the transparency by a lot. This one should be here, even lower maybe. Middle part here, a little bit like that. And same old, same old. It's the same technique as modeling a face. So nothing really new. Just a different shape this time. Or that's pretty much the same. Let's grab this vertex there. Oh. Let's push this one a little bit towards the middle. There-ish. Check the front one more time. See, they don't align up properly. Oh, that's really annoying. Oh well. We'll still live. Just a little bit more annoying. Okay. I'm gonna make this edge a little bit smaller, so we have a bit more space here for the nose ridge. Like that. Maybe this one a little bit higher. Then so that we can actually make the nose ridge. So I'm gonna grab this edge here and hit extrude. And align it with that one. Ish. I'm gonna go for this small indentation right over there. I'm gonna align it with that one. So this should be here. Right, so it's easier to go all the way up by doing that. So let's grab this one next. This one here. I'm gonna push it down towards here. Roughly around there. Like so. And make it smaller. Like that. This should be a little bit towards the back, like this. On the inside, so this part here, you can see it, and then make sure that this part here is sticking out a little bit forward towards the left, like that. So I mean, what you can do is just grab this part here, this tooth right there. This one should be like this one, I think. Yeah, should be this one. So you can see where it lines up a little bit better, like that. Maybe like this. And then you can see here the shape of the nose ridge actually starting to come, actually starting to show. It makes everything a little bit easier. So let's go to the right view for a second, and let's make this part over here. I'm just gonna extrude it once, a tiny bit like this, and I'm just gonna stop. So I just know, okay, it's supposed to be there, nothing more. So it's more like, okay, this is the edge. Stop it, and that's it. It's just a little bit easier to do it like this, in my opinion at least. Okay, so let's grab this one. No, actually let's do this one first. So extrude it a little bit like this, and I'm gonna grab this vertex here. I'm gonna push it towards here, so we get an extra face here that we can actually use to actually go around the actual nose. It's just a very simple method, but it works really well. So you get this extra face here that we can use, extra edge that we can use for the shape. So again, hit extrude. You can see here it will line up properly. One more time, and make it go around. So finish edge loop here, like this. There you go. Then again, start welding things together with target weld. So this vertex should go there, and this one there. It's a little bit easier like this. Because it also gives a bit more control over the actual shape of the nose and a bit more control over the edge flow, which is exactly what we want to have. So this one should be here, maybe this one should be a little bit more like that, because we can add an edge loop here that actually does this indentation a bit better for us. So then you're starting to get this skull shape forming. Then we can use these two edges here to create the part towards the teeth, like this. Up there, up here. I'm gonna push this one all the way towards the back, like this, towards the last tooth slash molder in the back, and align it like here as well. I do that for a reason, because then you get this really nice curve that you have. So this works a little bit better like this. Downside is though that this face is really big, so we need to make sure that we cut it up at some point to make it a little bit more evenly divided, because this face is way too big compared to the other ones. But for now it's fine, it's perfectly fine. Gonna make this one a little bit smaller. Actually I'm gonna grab these, I'm gonna push them in. So we can add an extra edge loop there at some point to create the hard ridge around the nose. This one should be down here, I think. This one should be here-ish. It's a little bit hard to tell because this picture is taken in perspective. As you can see here, it's a bit turned, so it makes things a little bit more complicated, but still perfectly doable. Just a little bit more annoying, which is fine. This is not. I don't like this though. Let's do it like this. There you go. Okay. So as you can see, we need an extra loop here to create this part here. So okay, we can create this extra part over there. So I'm gonna hit the insert edge loop. It's actually really helpful in multiple ways. A, because we can create this really nice curvature in here, which we want to have anyway. And it also gives us a little bit more vertices to shape the nose. So it's a win-win situation. Something like this. Grab this one and extrude it. And weld this one to here. Now it's very tempting to do this one here as well, which is fine. You can do that if you want to. Actually, I'm going to do that. But you can also use that face and actually extrude it one more time. It's fine as well. But for now, I'm just going to grab it here and extrude it again towards the side of here, all the way in the back. Straighten out a little bit, like this, and front view should be all the way down here. See, the downside of doing this like this is that this face right now is really stretched. So it's not perfect, but then again we're going to add edge loops here anyway. So it should be that much of an issue. It's just more like a principle thing, you know. But it's fine. It's fine. And if needed, we can still change it. It's not the end of the world just yet. So then we're going to grab these two up here. Extrude one more time. Oh, like this. Then make sure that this one is still connected to the one right there. Again, we're going to add edge loops here, so we can actually create that nice curvature up there. This one to here. Then we can fill it up by extruding this one. And welding things together. Like that. Maybe push this one a little bit towards the left, so you get this really nice eyebrow, raised eyebrow thing, like so. Pretty easy so far, nothing really difficult, in my opinion. Modeling a skull is not that hard. It's just a little bit more contemplating where things should go. Like you see here, there's a nice bump here, which right now we cannot make because we don't have the vertices for that. So that might be a little bit of an issue by doing that like this edge here. So what we might want to do is just add this one here, so we get this extra vertex that you can use for this part here. But then we need to solve this one, so I'm going to do it regardless anyway. I'm going to do it like this and continue on. Also has the benefit that we now have extra vertex there to create that actual bump, right, like this. And you can see it already starting to get some shape. I'm gonna push a little bit back though for a minute. You should be here, and you should be even like there, maybe. Here and here. Okay, save it for a minute. There we go. Okay, now things get a little bit more complicated, because as you can see here, this part here of the teeth actually go underneath the skull, underneath this part here, and then meet up again with the skull itself around there. This is the part where things get a little bit more complicated, but the question is, do you even want to do that, right? In some cases you probably don't even need it. In this case I kind of want to have it though, because it just looks really cool. So I'm going to grab this one here, and I'm going to hit extrude, and push it up there, and just leave it there for now. Like this. This looks weird because of the shader is now transparent. So grab it, make sure that you align it properly, so it should be around here ish, right there. Right. Okay. So let's go to the front again. Let's add an edge loop here, so we can create this nice curvature up there. So insert edge loop 1, and make sure that you get something like this, and then we can push this one a little bit further out, this one a little bit in. Make sure to align it from the right view as well. Like this maybe, yep. Push this one forward. This one as well. Raise it even further maybe. Yeah, that looks better. That looks better. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be perfect for now. We just want to get the basic shape in there and the basic topology that we need. Okay, let's do one here. Right in the middle. Right there, and again start shaping it, make this part round, and this part should be a little bit more fluid. Right now it's really, as you can see, really square. You don't want to have that. Even if it's a skull, you still want to have some form of fluidity to your edge loop and edge flow. Maybe you can push this one a little bit further out. There you go. Much better, much better. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Actually, I'm going to move this one a little bit further down, like that. This one as well. Yep, that's much better. Okay. So it's still tweaking, a lot of tweaking involved, as usual. So nothing really new here. Right. Let's have a look. Right. So this part here, you can see this actually has some depth to it, has some thickness to it. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. So I'm gonna go to my edge. I'm gonna grab these two, well, 3. Let's do 3 of them. These 3, and extrude them inward. So towards this angle here, and I'm gonna push it to the right, like this, and push this one here to the left. So you get this nice concave area in there. Make sure that everything aligns still, so the edge flow is still intact. This one should be a little bit up maybe. If I can actually select it at some point. This one should be higher, like this, and this one as well, like that. So you see it now has some thickness to it, which is kind of what we want to have. Check the front view. Maybe a little bit too far out. Okay. And then this part again goes back into the skull, right? So this part where things get a little bit more complicated. So this part should go back in towards the skull and create like this part over here, which is fine. The way I have it now supports it, as you can see here. But it's something to keep in mind that it actually does that. So what we can do is just grab these two first, these two edges, and extrude it just once. That's a small part, so we have a vertex there to actually merge this one together to it. And then again just extrude it like here all the way, rotate it so it follows the flow. You should be right there, like this, halfway there roughly. See, now you can actually merge this one back to that one, and you should get a very nice smooth transition into the skull again. So it's a bit, it feels a bit like cheating, but it works. And let's do this one a little bit towards like that. There you go. Then we can start shaping the skulls. I'm gonna edge loop right there, like this. Maybe a little bit too much, but save it real quick. See? And now you actually get a skull shape. It's getting there. Hey, it's getting there. Nice. Let's go to the front and let's do these two. Oh, these 3 actually. And extrude it like that. Also make sure that these ones still align. It should be a little bit lower. Maybe a little bit higher. Oh, there you go. Check. Do we like it? We like it. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. So this part here, right? This edge, that's the part that's connected, also goes back right here, right down there. So that's something we also do. You can even use this one if you want to. Let's do this one first though. So let's hit extrude, push it in, push the way in. Ideally that these vertices are connected again, so what you can actually do is just merge this one together here, this one to that one. I hope it actually works. There you go. Like that, see? But then we need one more here, one more edge loop. To do the same thing again, but then this time this one to that one. Oh, this one to nothing. Yep, and yep, there you go. See, it now flows back. It still looks odd because of the transparency, but let's turn it off for a second so you can see. There you go. See, it's now coming back, and this part is now as a separate piece. So that's solid, that's fine. I still need to think of a way to actually connect this part here to that one, but we'll do that in a bit. So let's first finish the general shape of the skull. So then we can grab these two again, right, and then hit extrude. I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna rotate it. Then this vertex here should go to that one, like that. Try to get like a curvature in there, like a curve, so you can see that it actually goes like this, like that angle. And do it one more time. So one more time, one more extrude. That will meet up with this one right there, like so. Just check it. Make sure that everything is aligned again. This is not aligned at all, as you imagine. Should be here. Yep, looks better. This part here should be also somewhere around here. Maybe not this one, but the other one should be. I think there's one there. There it is. Also make sure that one goes back in. See, now you get this really nice flow all the way around back into the head, and then we can do it one more time. So let's extrude this one as well, like that. Again, front side. Oh, actually, this looks pretty damn solid. This one might be a little bit too far to the right, so I'm going to push it a little bit in. And then you have this really nice skull shape emerging. Looks really solid. Nice. But then we have an issue. We have this massive hole here. So first thing I want to do is I want to give this part here a little bit more depth. So I'm going to hit extrude one more time as usual. By now I'm going to push it in like this, and a little bit lower as well, right? So we need to attach this to something, and this is the part that gets a little bit tricky, because where do you attach it to, right? When you look here, it goes back up into the eye socket, but we can't do that. Well, we can, but then we need to do it like something like this. We'll grab this part here, this vertex, and push it back in like that. It's fine, that works, but then you get this really massive face, which is not that pretty, but that works fine, as you can see. But then we still need to solve this part here, right? Because we have an edge here that's still open, this part here as well. So we need to figure out something. What we can do first is bridge these two together, these two, right? So it's not actually closed from the inside, like that. But how do you fix the other part, right? So how do we fix the last part here with the triangles? I'm gonna grab this one, this one, this one. Grab these faces. And then I can hit Shift I to isolate the selection. I have a little bit of a better picture of what the hell is happening. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 vertices. 5. No, 4. So this could be our lucky day. I think it actually is. Let's see if we can bridge this one. So this one to that one. Can we bridge it? No, we can't. As you can see. Oh, we can actually. Dope. We just bridged it. I Shift I. turned on. But okay, this one needs some tweaking. That's the downside of just one point, right? So this part here gets it's really thinly spread. It really doesn't look that great. But that's the downside of doing like that. So we need to figure out a different solution. So if you were to do it like this, for example, this one, that one, it will give it a little bit more depth and therefore a little bit more, or a little bit easier to control and use. I'm gonna continue this one like that. But then we need to figure out something for this one, right? Which is not that difficult, of course. We can just make it go all the way around like this. And then one more. See, now this part is a little bit better, still not perfect though, because this one here, push a little bit further in, and now this part isn't that thin anymore. But we still have a problem here. So it's probably this one, right? So let's see, how can we fix that one? It's either this edge or this edge that we're going to delete. I'm not sure yet which one. Actually, I might. Okay, let's do it like this, right? So I'm gonna add one here, and here, and here, and then from this one to that one, and that one. So I'm gonna follow this part here, same as the other one. So then I can probably delete this one. We can. Then we can continue this one all the way up. So this one can flow from here to here. In the head, there you go. I'm just checking to see if everything is okay right now. Don't have weird stuff going on. I mean, this edge loop here isn't ideal, it's not perfect, but it does the trick. So I'm gonna grab this one, actually spread it out a little bit better. Same here. There you go. Just so we can give this part here a little bit more thickness, otherwise it's gonna be really thin and it shows in the actual model, so you kind of want to be a little bit more careful with that one. There you go. This one's supposed to be like here. Then make sure these ones also have a nice flow to it. Oh, wrong vertex, this one. Like that. Alright, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Then this part here goes back into the skull, as you can see here. This part flows back in. So we want to do the same. First, let's do something about this part here. I mean, we're not going to go all the way. We're not going to make it go all the way around, because I wanted it to end like here-ish. Maybe even soon. Maybe like here-ish even. Like here. To be even better probably. Oh, this one is not that pretty. There you go. Also spread these ones a little bit out, so it's a little bit more evenly divided. Same here, maybe here even. So you get this nice spread of your faces. Ideally evenly spread, but it's difficult. Right, so I'm gonna grab all of these, move them a little bit back, because I want it to end here. So I'm gonna insert a loop around here so I can finish it again. It's the shape. Also make sure that this is nice and smooth. Right now it's not, as you can see. A little better, there you go. So this one here, let's move it all the way up there actually, and now we're gonna do something very dirty. I'm gonna grab it, right? I'm gonna rotate it all the way around. But first let's insert one more loop, so we don't get scared that much. Like this, and rotate it 90 degrees, so like that. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, because now we can actually do something really cool with that. So for example, I can bridge this one together right now, like so. Again, you get this nice flow, and then these parts here can flow back into the shoulder, and these ones can be used to close this gap here. It's really not that pretty, but it works like a charm. So the upper one to this one, no, this one, bridge it. See, it's far from perfect, but it works. See, there you go. Then we have just one part to fill up, is this one. So we can just use the fill hole again, so mesh fill hole, there you go. And then add the edge loops there that we want to have, so this one here. Now I kind of want to have this one go down all the way. If I can, there you go. There you go. So I can shape this part a little bit better, because right now it's just look really weird. So I kind of want to grab this one here, maybe push it in. So you have this really nice structure of the jaw. I like this. This looks pretty good. And again, make sure that everything is evenly spread out across the entire mesh. Let's push this one out, so we get this really nice round shape. Let's go to the top view for a second, so we can see from this angle what's wrong with it. Looks pretty okay actually. With that one's not that pretty. Bottom view, same thing. Just check if the meshes and check the vertices to see if everything flows properly. In this case it does. Looks like a skull, looks pretty good. Nothing really weird going on here anymore. So we can now move on. So I'm gonna do the eyes next. So I'm gonna just grab them all. Hit edit mesh, extrude, push them in. Scale down. Here a little bit like this angle here. A little bigger, like so. And one more time extrude, and then I'm just gonna close it. Like this, and then I'm just gonna hit the fill hole. Then we can figure out how to solve this problem here. So this one I'm guessing, and this one to that one. Almost. We get an angle on here which cannot be solved without adding extra edge loops. So let's do that just right there. I'm gonna do this one. I'm not gonna do that one. So first I'm gonna delete these faces. And now I'm gonna edit. So there you go. It also helps us give a little bit more shape to everything, so it's not bad at all. Maybe a little bit lower. So it just gives a bit more vertices to define everything else. So it's not a bad thing at all. Top view, make sure that everything is nice and round. Same here. See, this is fucked up. This one as well. And this one as well. Maybe this one should be a little more like that. Perfect. So it look fine here. This looks fine. I'm gonna add one more here as well. So again, we just have a bit more control over the shape. Maybe here to push it in. Like that. Okay, see if we now fill the hole what we'll get. So fill hole. I'm gonna do this one down there. Then this one down here. This works fine. I mean, I can cut this up, this is fine. This is not all quad, but this here still is not a quad. So let's see, if you do this one to that one, that works, but then we're stuck here, right? So again, ideally you want everything to be a quad. Maybe let's undo everything again. We can add one here. That looks helpful. So I'm gonna then cut from here to there. There and there. Perfect. Nailed it. a little bit out, so we get this nice cheekbone effect. Okay, looks solid. Let's do the nose. So ideally you want to have this bone in between, but I'm not going to do that because of reasons. We might do it later on when it's finished. We might do it then, but otherwise I don't think it adds that much to the model. It may be correct, but right now I'm more interested in what looks good than what is correct. So let's see how we're going to solve this one. Add one here. We need one anywhere there. So also make sure to give it shape. I'm going to bridge this one to that one, like that, and then I'm going to fill the hole. So select, double click, fill hole. Then I'm going to cut this one to there. That should work fine. Then this one to that one. Triangle there. So solved. So the nose will be changed later on, but for now I'm just going to leave it like this. Alright, let's duplicate it. Skull. It looks a little bit too happy, but we'll change that once we have everything attached to the actual model itself. What we could do though is give the jawline a little bit more depth, so this part here. So I'm going to grab these, first these, and this one, extrude, push it in, and then to the left, like so. This one should be, this one should be right there. Let's check it. Now this has depth. We can move on to this one as well, but I'm not going to go too far because remember there's a part sticking out here. So I'll probably just leave it like this for now. Maybe just one more. This one here. Just grab it, push it in like this, and weld it together. Oh, done. And just leave it for now. It doesn't really look that evil yet or scary at all, but again, everything can be fixed later on. There you go. Okay, so now we should do the actual shoulder pad, this shape here. So we can use the skull if you want to. We can actually shape it with the skull, or we can make a separate object. I prefer that one because we just have a currently with the skull we have a pretty crap ton of vertices already, so it makes things a little bit more difficult to actually shaping it. So I prefer to do it like this in a separate object. First let's get to 190. Delete it again, fuck it. So we can start shaping the actual duplicate it like that. We can also check for the scale of it, right, to see if it's not too big or too small. This looks really big, maybe like here. Let's make it smaller, like that maybe. You can of course overdo it, so be careful a little bit. Like this. This position looks fine. Gonna get this annoying thing again. There you go. Okay. So let's grab these two. I'm gonna hide the character again. Let's grab these two. Let's actually hide this one as well. On the side as well. No, you should be gone. There you go. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna create a giant plane right there, and I'm gonna make sure that there is one in the middle, one line in the middle. There you go. So I can turn on symmetry like that. And I'm just gonna grab the vertices here, I'm gonna move them to where I want it to end, the shoulder to end, and where I want it to end here as well. So just grab these three. Front, I want it to end like something like here. So we get this point here and this point there. And everything in between is just, for the moment, is fine. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a line in the middle again, horizontally. So one here. Oh, you should do it like this. There you go. Then we can start shaping it. So I'm going to grab these two, I'm going to push them in. And lower this one as well. Push them in. A little bit higher in this case. And this is the part where we can actually start giving it some shape. So I want this one to be here, right? So down here. This one should be all the way up and a little bit. So this should also be lower. Should be here. And this one as well, right? I hope that makes sense. I'm going to push this one up like that. So now when I smooth it, see, you get this nice shoulder shape to it already. Let's make it a little bit wider. Yeah, like that. I like that. And then you start adding more and more edge loops to give the shape you actually kind of want it to be. So one more. I'm going to add two more actually, one here and one here. Again, I did the wrong one. I think symmetry failed again. Yeah, I did. Really annoying. There you go. Front view. At first, let's fix the. I want it to be nice and smooth around here, so I'm going to lower this one as well. Okay, this one a little bit higher, this one now as well. So at this point, more like a point. Then the vertices down here. Let's check it from this side. This one should be higher, like that, and this one as well, like this. So we still have this nice curvature in there that we kind of want to have. Okay, right view, let's check it. This looks stupid, so let's fix this as well. So this should be a little bit more like in here. This one maybe a little bit further out. So actually get this nice curvature in there as well. So everything is pretty much about curves when it comes to modeling stuff. Okay. Let's add edge loop here in the middle. So this one here. Double click. Okay, I should be able to double click. In this case I can't for some reason. So this one to that one. There you go. Then you can start grabbing these and push them out so you actually get a volume in there. So a purple one, I think. Yep. There you go. It's starting to look much better. Maybe even more. Like push it all the way out, like so. Of course, we're gonna add more in between though, but just get the basic shape in there. Let's make this one a little bit more rounded as well. So a little bit more like this. This one as well. A little bit more like that. See, and now you can actually see parts of the skull disappearing, which is fine. Which is what we want anyway. So maybe we can lower it down. So let's first send the pivot. Maybe a little bit like this, right? So it's a little bit more obvious that there's a skull underneath. Okay, looking good. Let's go to the front view again. I want to add one here, so we can actually create this like pointy thingy. Same one here, so this one here. I mean that one is pretty easy because this is this one. You just push it back like so. Same here, push it back. Not too far though, but push it back. But this one is a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to grab this and this one and then double click so we get an edge loop. And again, push it out. I'm going to grab it and push it in like this. This one as well. Right view, make sure that everything's still nice and smooth. It is. Just check it. See, now you get this really nice point to it. But as you can see, it just looks a little bit off. Just a little bit. It's because of the shape. This should be like this, and this one should be further out. Oh, not that one. This one. These. I can actually select them at some point. Be helpful. Like again, like this. They will look weird because they don't have depth, so they will look weird. Let's push these ones in. See, now it's starting to get the way we want it to be. Okay, let's add a bunch more edges. So especially around here, this area here. There you go. It's a little bit easier to define the volumes a little bit better. Right now they're okay, but not perfect. There you go. And also because we can then define this part here as well a little bit better. Yep, looks good. Oh, let's go to front view. I'm gonna grab these two though. I'm gonna push them in like this. And same here. Like that. Yep. Let's add one more here as well. So here. Okay. Push them out so they create a nice volume like this. This looks good. This looks good. This is pretty good. Front view. Let's check this part here. I'm gonna push one a little bit further out like this. This one as well. This one like this. So we still have this nice curve in there. Like that. There you go. Okay. Let's see if everything else. So I'm gonna go to my window outliner. I'm gonna grab this vertex, these two. I'm gonna Shift H them. Channel box turns character on. See, now we start to see some difficulties. Because this has to be last one like here then. I don't mind it that much, but it's just really sticking out. So let's do pin 2, I think. Nope, pin 3. I like it though overall. Quite like it. So we have to make sure that it's not that doesn't go that deep, which can just be achieved by just deleting these faces here like this, and it's gone. It's solved the entire issue. But I kind of like it like that because then it just gives a little bit more depth. So we need to make sure that these edges here are a little bit more like this, a little bit more, or just change the armor itself, right? Both are valid options. I think how much is change the armor itself. So this one, so this part here, we need the edge loop here then, like that, so we can push it in. See, then it looks a lot better already. A little bit more, this one as well. There you go. Okay, let's Shift I here for a second so we can actually check the flow here. Looks okay. This one should be a little bit more like this, maybe. As you can see, it's just a lot of tweaking involved. A lot of tweaking, which is fine, I suppose. It's just part of the job. There you go. Okay, so now we need to attach the skull to the armor, which will be very interesting to do, because this is the part that's actually really difficult. So hence the practice in organic meets hard surface comes to mind. I'm gonna delete history though for everything. There you go. So I'm gonna delete this one and these faces here on the side. I'm just gonna hit delete. Actually, I'm not gonna hit delete. I'm gonna turn off symmetry for a second. There you go. Okay, make sure that the skull is properly aligned to the actual mesh, so the lines meet like this. Otherwise, it will be nearly impossible to do. Right. So, do we want it to be stick out even further like this? Because in here we actually have it going like this, so I kind of want to have that as well in the actual model. But I mean, that means we need to put this one all the way back. like so. It's just not necessarily bad, but it will probably fuck up our mesh, right? So easy solution is I'm gonna delete these 4 faces here, just like this. Boom, gone. I'm gonna sneeze. Pardon me. Right, so then maybe it's a little bit too wide, the shoulder. Could be. Could actually be. That should look, makes sense. Right, so push these ones in. Same here. This part here as well. So nothing is set in stone so far, which is the cool part, right? So I'm gonna combine them all together. So combine these 2 objects and mesh combine. It's fine. It's back. There it is. Shift I again, and then we need to solve. Okay, what the hell? How are we gonna fix all this? I mean, the first vertex is easy, right? So this is just this one, that one. Problem solved. I'm gonna shoot this one to that one, right? And then this one to that one. But that still leaves the rest, including the mouth area, where the mouth will be or is. Push this one a little bit in, maybe like this, like so. Right. So the only way we can solve this is by adding a shit ton more edge loops, which is the downside. So, but first I'm gonna be dirty. I'm just, again, just like the arm and the hand, I'm just gonna add triangles. So I can just, at least for now, attach the actual skull to the armor, like so. Same here, one more. And then fix it later on. Oh, again, like this. I mean, this looks really, really disgusting, I know. But it's fine, trust me. So this one, I'm gonna push it out. I'm gonna grab this one to that one. So now comes the issue, right? So do we want this one to be like this, or do I want to go like that, the other way around? So it becomes really a little bit wider. I don't mind it for this part here, but I kind of want to have this part here still intact. So then we need to bridge it, which will be a little bit of an issue, because we can't right now, because this part here is merged together. So we need to think of a solution here. Okay, how on earth are we going to do this? Do we want this one to go there, which will work? I don't like it, so I'm gonna go to my back view for a second. I'm gonna move this vertex here. I'm gonna move it down, like there. So A, it gives me a little bit more space to work with, and B, it will not look as stupid when I actually bridge it together. So I'm just gonna try to bridge it. So I'm gonna add a line here. I'm gonna bridge this part here to this one. Just hit bridge and see what happens, right? That actually does not look that bad. Okay, let's fill the hole real quick and just smooth it and see it. Okay, do we like it? I kinda do, actually. I kinda do. So okay, this works. Now we know it works. We can even grab these, all of them, and just push them a little bit to the right, so it could the transition is a little bit smoother, not as harsh. So, yeah, that's cool. That's cool actually. Okay, now at least we know, right? So that helps. So let's move on. I'm gonna hit the right view because we need a much more edge loops here at the bottom as well. So I'm gonna grab this one here. Make sure this one is up there, so we can bridge. Again, bridge these two parts together. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna delete this edge here. Right, this one and this one. Just hit bridge like that. This part is now also attached. It's just a little bit lazy, which is fine for now at least. Okay. Let's grab this point here. I'm gonna push it in like that. And same here. and same here. I'm just gonna push them in. So the distance between these vertices isn't that great, because I don't want it to be too big. So again, I just make triangles here, so one here, definitely one there as well. So we can actually bridge things together, so this one and this one, bridge it. This one to this one as well, also bridge. See what it looks like. Sounds like pretty okay. Sounds like pretty okay. This one to this one maybe, or actually, yeah, that works. That works fine. That will work. Okay, so then we're stuck for a moment. So let's fill the hole. Fill the hole. There you go. Again, just look at it. Do you like it, or don't you like it? In this case, I kind of like it. Of course, it needs a lot of tweaking though, but we'll get there. So we can this point here. We can do it like this. That's fine. It's not ideal. You kind of ideally want to make it have it continue all the way around. First, I'm going to do this one here, like this. So this is now quad. Then, if I grab this one, make sure that it goes like this, and this one to that one, we also have quads. So everything is quad for this part at least. And then we have this part here. Let's see how we're going to solve this one. Right, so let's finish this one here. So continue on. And then this one here. Okay. This one is easy. These two are easy. Again, just continue on. Just let them follow the entire mesh, and the problem is solved. Okay. Up here, this is a little bit nastier. Jesus Christ. Delete it. I actually kind of want to have this one. Oh. Continue like this. Because if you don't do that, we'll get into some trouble later on. Because then you have like 16 vertices or just on this point. So it will be nasty. So I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna grab these three. Right. Oh, if I actually can. These two. Delete. Messy. So I'm gonna change the topology. I'm gonna let this one end there. I kinda wanna have this one end there, and this one end there. Right, if you're not thinking like, what the fuck, man, it's fine. So I'm gonna delete these. See, nice and clean. This one as well, nice and clean. Almost nice and clean. Let's finish these two as well. This one. Right, so this is now all quad. It's magic, I know. See? Flawless, except for this part here. But it's also very easily solvable. So this one, all the way through. This one as well. And done. Shoulder pad, perfectly quad. Everything nice and clean. Of course the mesh still looks really bad, but it's just tweaking. Nothing more really. No. So now we can actually start sculpting the shape of the mesh, of the shoulder pad that we want to have. Now the fun part starts. The technical side is done, so now we can actually start thinking, okay, how do I want to shape it a little bit better? So like this maybe. Just give a little bit more of an edge of a curve. Let's make this one higher. This one as well. I kind of want to have this one to follow out this way, so I kind of want to put this one here, and this one as well, and then this one should be higher, etc., etc. Nothing really fancy, nothing really mind-blowingly difficult or anything. If you want to, you can delete this entire S loop if you want to. That's fine, because right now this one has to be finished anyway. Move up all the way there. But first let's just get the shape in there that we kind of want to have. This one should be the shape is still bad, but okay. Let's just see what it looks like when we have the other side here as well. So, do it special. Wrong axis, as you can see. So this would be, I have no idea. I'm just gonna take a wild guess, and it's the Z. Is it? Yes, it is. Sweet. Second sneeze, Jesus. Tack. And let's unhide everything for a second, so this one as well, so Shift H, and then the character again from the shell box. There it is. Okay. Let's shape a little bit better, like this maybe. The placement. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty solid in my opinion. It looks pretty nice. Of course, the shape needs a lot of tweaking. It might even make it a little bit wider. But that's just scaling. Right, but the basic technique should be pretty obvious right now. It's just first just make it dirty. It's fine, and then once you're done, well, first of course make everything into quads ideally, and once you're done, you start sculpting it. But having a perfect mesh, which is all quad, is actually really important, because after this we're going to sculpt it in ZBrush, and to avoid ZBrush crashing, you kind of want to have a perfect mesh that's all quads. Otherwise, it might give you the finger and crash, or just fuck things up really badly, which you want to avoid anyway. So ideally keep a perfect mesh. It will also make the rest of your team very happy, because then they don't have to deal with odd stuff like n-gons or very oddly placed triangles. So ideally all quads. If you could do that, if you can make a complex model with all quads, then you know that you are a pretty good modeler. Of course, sometimes it's pretty difficult, but I know. But then again, that is the challenge of modeling. Just shape it a little bit better, a little bit more smooth out the lines, all of them, and you'll see how good it will look once you're done with that. Actually, I'm gonna delete this one here, this face, this one. Just find a little bit annoying. Actually, I don't know. No, I'm just gonna keep it for now. Because I'm rather attached to this shape right now. I'm gonna grab this one here, push it in, so we can continue this smooth line here, like this and that. Same here. Make it nice and smooth. It's very boring to do, but it's pretty necessary. Check it. Much better. Much better. This part here is still some odd dents in there. I'm not gonna video the entire polishing process, because that would be really boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just keep on polishing it and finish the shape here. And I might do some other parts as well, so you guys don't have to be bored to death watching me do simple stuff. So next time you'll see a lot more, and I might do a different shape. So I might give you a little bit more tips on how to model a complex shape, and after that we're gonna detail the shit out of this model, and I mean the shit out of this model, because that's fun. And that's the part where you actually start learning how to hard surface model. So for now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you again next time.